Welcome to Seeing Scarlet. Today we have a special guest from Texas Tech Volleyball, Reagan Engler, on the show. We're going to get to know her a little bit, get to know about the team a little bit. Go ahead and check out their schedule. I think the first home match is about September 18th, 20th. Does that sound right to you, Reagan? So
Yes.
it's a little bit till you guys can see them in person, but you can watch them on ESPN Plus for the next few weeks as they start the season. But excited to have you on the show, Reagan. How is it going?
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. This is so cool. So,
Awesome. Yeah, no, we love to have you on here, and fans always love to get to know you guys a little bit more. They're always so intrigued by y'all's lives because y'all do so much. And speaking of which, we like to start all of our interviews off with who are you off the court? So, who is Reagan Engler when you're not playing volleyball? I know that's not a lot of time, but what are you up to in those
yeah.
times?
So I really enjoy being with family, with friends. I'm a big outdoors person.
Okay.
That might be my favorite. Yeah. But anything like cooking, like just being with family. I mean, there isn't a lot of time outside of volleyball, sadly. So,
Busy
and usually
people.
usually the stuff I want to do is in the fall, which is like around the time that season like rolls around and all that. So not a lot of free time, but what I have, I like to spend it cooking or doing anything outdoors. So
That
yeah.
makes sense. Yeah, that's fair. You play volleyball. You're very good at it, obviously. Do an athlete over here, but did you play any other sports growing up?
I did. So I actually, this is kind of funny, but I actually played basketball and I swam
That
for a
tracks.
majority of my life. Yeah. So I didn't even like volleyball. I wasn't interested in it until my like freshman year of high school. So I didn't get into it until a little later than I should have. But basketball was my big time sport. Like I loved it. I thought I was gonna go play in college, all that. But yeah, I know volleyball came to me a little later, and right whenever I started picking it up, I loved it, and it just game over since then. So
Yeah,
yeah,
most I feel like most volleyball players played basketball at some point, and they're like,
yeah,
this volleyball is way more fun. So you just
yeah,
like left it in the dust. That seems to
yeah,
be a common trend. Like volleyball is growing in popularity, but they say that that's happening. It's like a lot of the best athletes coming up are leaving basketball to go play volleyball. So you've
yeah.
contributed to that. Good for you. Good for you. So you talked about playing different sports, choosing volleyball, but why did you choose Texas Tech when that came around? I'm sure you had some options there.
Yeah, so I came on my visit going into my junior year of high school because that's kind of whenever the recruiting process opened for us.
Right.
And this was actually my first visit. So this was my first visit set up, and it honestly just set a high standard going forward. No other program really met the standards that I had here, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
And
Love
so
that.
and just yeah, just being here, like the community, like I also just being a part of like the tech like fan base and like the support that you have here, you can't get anywhere else, obviously. And it's just like it was really cool coming here and just seeing that, like seeing the family that you get when you play here and like just the support from everyone, even like other sports, like we're friends with other sports and like we support each other, we go to each other's games. Like I just think that's so cool and I really didn't get that vibe anywhere else. And so that was an automatic like just yes on my part. And
Yeah.
so yeah, that's
Yeah, every athlete says that,
mhm.
and I've worked with athletes from other schools in the past, and they don't say that. Like I don't know, I'm sure some of them do, but the college town aspect, I guess, is what it is. But you obviously can't go to many football games, I'm sure, because you're traveling a lot. But what is the sport do you love like on campus besides volleyball that you like to go check out when you have the time?
Yeah, so sadly like football, our games are kind of like overlapping.
That's
So
tough.
most of the time we can't go, which is kind of sad because like the football games are so much fun and like it's just so
Yeah,
lively and all that. But when we do get the chance, football's probably my favorite just
that's
because
fair.
the atmosphere, like I mean, you're kind of like with all the other students, so you kind of like get that more like, on campus feel, which I feel like we don't really
Yeah.
get all the time. So but that might be my favorite. And so hopefully, like this year, we'll be able to go to more football games. Just our schedules are so crazy, and so yeah.
Yeah, because we're recording this before your scrimmages happen. So, but do y'all get to go to the? Well, no, that's next weekend. So you'll be traveling, so you didn't get to go to the first game either. But maybe later down the road, y'all make it to a game. But yeah, you are you a tortilla thrower? Even though it's
I'm
legal,
not.
but not. Oh, that's a good
I'm
answer.
not.
Don't get in
I
trouble.
actually, I actually, the first game I went to, I didn't even know that was a thing,
Most people
which is
don't.
kind of funny
I
because
didn't know it was a thing until I showed up at the school either, so it's fine.
yeah, I had no idea. And so my first game that I came, it was my freshman year, and it was like, I think it was one of like the preseason games or something. But
Okay.
I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know what
Confused.
they were at first. Like I had no idea. But I mean, I think it's kind of funny. I mean, I know it's like a problem, but I think it's
I
hilarious.
mean, no, here's my thing, and you don't have to comment on this, but if any athlete is getting injured by a tortilla, I think it's time to stop playing
Yeah.
college sports. Throwing anything else should not be allowed. Let's
Oh,
stop
yeah.
that. But tortillas, what are we doing, people? So we got to know you a little bit. Now getting into you as a volleyball player here. Last year, I believe you were coming back from a little bit of an injury and kind of played through that for much of the year. So I guess just to start it off, how are you feeling going into this year?
Honestly, I feel so good. Like coming
Love
from
it.
last year, yeah, so I had surgery not last spring, but the spring before that.
Yeah.
And so I had about 6, 7 months of recovery before season had actually started, but I was still
Okay.
coming back. So last year was a little harder for me to come back, but my teammates were really supportive. All the coaches, they were extremely supportive with me through that, like pushed me, like I was ready to go like halfway through, which is kind of
Yeah.
sad because like I wanted to go into it like, we're going to win, whatever this and I just wasn't ready, but my
Yeah.
coaches knew that and they supported me through that. But yeah, like I've really been working hard for like rehab and like all that, making sure that I'm good for this season. I haven't had any issues, so we're
That's
we're
good.
feeling good. But yeah, I that was pretty hard coming back from that injury, but I had so much support in my program and my coaches had so much faith in me, so it wasn't hard for me to push myself and to come back at all. So yeah.
That's good. Yeah. I feel like you learn about yourself too as an athlete coming back from injury. Is that the first injury you've dealt with, or have you had some previous to college?
I never got injured. So I
Okay.
never got injured. I never experienced any of that. And so coming in when I did get injured, it
Mark
was
that
a
off
little
the
shock for
list.
me. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
definitely a shock for me. A lot of adjustments had to be made, mentally and physically. But I mean, everyone was so supportive. So I mean, it was hard at first, but it got so much easier just with everyone helping out. So yeah.
That's good. That's good. Love it.
Mhm.
Love it. Yeah, I remember your freshman year. You were just doing all the things, and so we got to see
Yeah.
spurts of that last year. But I'm excited to see the full Reagan Engler again this
Yeah.
year, out there
Me
doing what
too.
you do.
Me too.
I'm not going to pretend to be a volleyball expert, so walk with me through this. But I feel like you're sometimes a middle blocker, sometimes you're on the outside hitting. Do you prefer one or the other, or what do you have going on out there?
So it's actually funny you say that.
Okay.
I am a middle blocker, but I'm also an outside. So
Yeah.
I haven't played outside in a college game yet, but I'm
Yeah.
actually like switching positions right now to outside. So
Oh.
yes,
Okay.
which I
I
love.
feel like we've seen you like roam around there, even if you haven't started there in games and like crushing it.
Yeah,
So
no, there's been a couple times
yeah,
in games where they're like, go out, we run a go, and I'm like, perfect, I got this. And
let's
like that's an
go.
outside ball. Yeah. And so, but it's kind of funny you brought that up because I'm actually going through that right now. I'm switching over and I'm training outside right now. And it's been going great. And I mean, as I
Yeah,
said, my teammates are super supportive, my coaches are super supportive, which has made it so easy to like really push myself in that position just because it is a different position. So but honestly, I love how fast middle is, but also outside is so technical. And so
gotcha.
they're kind of different in certain ways, but I mean, I just love being on the court. And so
Yeah, yeah,
any way I can, yeah.
but
So,
I like that. Do
yeah.
you maybe you don't have a preference on the position, but what is like more exciting to you on the court? Do you, getting a big block or like getting it
A
on
kill.
the word here? Yeah, kill. There
Kill.
we go. Technology.
So depends on depends on what position. So if I'm playing middle, a block for sure, a solo block for sure, but an outside, a
That's so
kill
high.
for me. Yeah.
So yeah, you just
Yeah.
want to do your job, is what you're saying. This is what we like about you,
Yes.
Regan. Whatever the coach put me out there to do, that's my favorite thing to do. What an answer. We love this.
Yes.
So coming to this year, you're kind of one of a few returners, and a lot of new faces. Like, what are some things we should know about this team from your perspective as a veteran on the squad?
Yeah, this is a really new team. We do have younger players this year. This is probably the youngest our team has ever looked.
Yeah.
And just with like the roster cap this year, we do have a lot of freshmen that come in, but they're working extremely hard, and we've all meshed really well together as a team. We have a really big thing about trust, and we talk about it every day in the locker room, in meetings, everything. And we've just played a bunch. We've been here since like first week of July, and so we've been able to establish those relationships going into season, which has been really nice. Um, but honestly, like we kind of didn't know what it would be like having such a young team, but
Yeah.
like every single one of them come in and they're working their butt off like each day in practice. Like they're really pushing us like older girls too. Like we've always had those older grads whatever to be there,
Yeah.
and so we were kind of nervous coming in with like a younger class, but no, they've met the expectations, they've met the standards, like they show up every day, they work like it's so cool like to be on a team that like each time you step on the court like everyone just pushes each other and everyone trusts each other, and that's like so cool to me. So I'm super excited for this season just because we've all just worked so well together. So
I love that.
yeah.
You kind of talked about it right there, but what has that transition been like? Like, I mean, it wasn't too long ago you were a freshman, and now you're like, oh wait, they're looking at me now. Like, how's that transition been for you?
Honestly, sometimes I still feel like I'm a freshman just because it's
It's
so like
fine. We're all 20 years old still in our heads. It's fine, no matter
yeah.
how old you get.
Yeah, no, it's honestly been so different just because last year I still viewed myself as a freshman because I had so many older girls in my position group and on the team in general. So it was like I never had that leadership role to really like work
Yeah.
on, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But this year, like it's just kind of different because I am one of the older girls on the team, and so I am that person that people come to like with like needing advice or needing support, any of that. And so it is a way different role than I'm used to, and but I love it, and I love that challenge, and I love that I'm in that role. But I mean, it hasn't been a huge adjustment just because I knew this was going to happen, and like I know I was ready for it, and I've been wanting this for so long. And so yeah, but
That's great. Yeah, no, you're gonna crush it. You're already crushing it. I can tell by your answers. What a great leader already. You talked about that trust and that's something maybe you haven't experienced before, and being a leader on a team like that's been great. Would you say
Mhm.
that's kind of the culture that's forming around this specific team is trust, or what would you describe it as?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's genuinely honestly, one of the big things we talk about is like the game of volleyball is a game of mistakes. It's you go on the court, and the way for you to score a point is by the other team making a mistake or you make a mistake. That's literally how it works. And so
Sure.
that can become very mental, and that can make you kind of turn on each other and whatever, weigh on people's mistakes. And so we've really gone into this year focusing on that trust aspect with each and every one of us. Like even if you have nothing in common with someone or you don't really connect with them on a friend, sort of way, you still
Yeah.
develop trust and respect with that teammate. And we've really been pushing for that this upcoming season because that's just how we're going to be successful. And so I'm super excited to see how this year's going to turn out just because I feel like we already are in that like trust kind of circle, I
Yeah.
guess. Like I can look at any one of my teammates and know that I could be next to them on the court and like know they're going to do their job, and they know that I'm going to do mine. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of what we want to encompass and like take into this season and really focus on because I think that's what's going to lead us to be pretty successful. So
Dang, what a great answer. Man, you're crushing it, Reagan. It just genuine curiosity. Last year, y'all outperformed the preseason rankings and all that. Did a good job of kind of doing better than what people thought maybe you were going to do. But as a veteran on this team, someone that chose to come here, someone that stayed here, how is that kind of balance? The fact that yeah, we're trying to get this program somewhere maybe where it hasn't been in a bit, but also
mhm.
that isn't really have anything to do with us. Like this is our team now. What's happened in
Yeah,
the past really isn't on us, even though people try to put that on you. Like how do
yeah.
you balance that?
Honestly, I think playing in such a difficult conference, it really pushes you,
For
and you
sure.
also have to think like yes, there's going to be rankings. There's going to be all these, like preseason whatever like opinions about every single team, even if you're the best, like there's always going to be
Mm-hmm.
opinions everywhere. And what I've gone into all of my seasons like playing at a collegiate level is people are going to have opinions, people are going to have rankings, but you know how good you are and how good your team is and how successful and how hard like y'all work as a team. And I honestly think that I don't think preseason rankings matter. Every time I look at them, I'm like, okay, well, we played this team last year and we beat them, but they're higher than us, you know? Like
Yeah.
that's how it
Make it
works.
make sense.
And yeah, and honestly, I kind of look at it to like fuel a little fire, you know? Like create that competitive drive. Like people, you know, if preseason rankings come out and it's not what we want, it's like, okay, that pushes us to be better. You know what I mean? Like pushes us as a team, that pushes us to work harder in practice every single day. And I mean, I appreciate it sometimes because I feel like you just, you know, you look at the rankings, you're like, yeah, like this is a day where we work up that one spot, that second spot, whatever.
Ooh,
So
I
yeah,
like that.
I just really kind of look at it as like no one knows our team but us. We know how we are as a
Yeah.
team. We know how we're gonna go into this year and what we're gonna work hard towards. So
Crushing it, Reagan. Crushing it. I can't wait to watch you guys go to work. Um, this was I've mixed in a few listener questions that came in. This was one you maybe have answered a little bit already, but what do you feel like is something that you've learned about this team together just in the summer workouts and the off season workouts and kind of coming together as a group?
yeah. I've honestly learned so much about even the teammates I've been playing with. I feel like this year we've really like made an effort to form better relationships with each other, which I love. Like I love having that personal relationship with everyone on the court. And so we've really been focusing on that. And I've just learned how hard working this team is. Like as I said, we
Yeah.
are a younger team, and so we are going to be playing girls in the Big 12 who are, you know, 24. Like that's just how it works, you know.
Facts.
But I've noticed on my team that no one cares about that because what matters is who's going to work the hardest, who's going to perform the best, all of that. And so I think that's a really important aspect to like look at and to harp on just because going into it is a hard conference, but I think we can be really successful with that. So, yeah.
Yeah. What would you say as a leader, not to make you be coach here for a second, but if you're sitting here like, hey, if we're gonna win games this year, like what's gonna have to happen from whether it's
Um
intangibles or on the court stuff?
Yeah, so I honestly just like knowing our game plan going into each game, like working extremely hard. We have a lot of good pieces that we've been working on as a team together. And we've really been
Okay.
focusing on
Okay.
practice. We've developed the setter connections. Like we are a smaller team, but we are a really fast team, which I think can really make us be successful in the Big 12. Big 12 is a pretty physical conference, and so being able
Yeah.
to be fast to just I guess outmove like the other team. Like I feel like that's going to make us pretty successful going into the season. So I'm really excited to see it just because we've decided to run a faster offense, to have like a
Oh,
faster defense, all of that.
okay.
Yeah, to beat the other side. So yeah,
Fast always seems fun as a fan.
yeah,
Volleyball is an exciting sport. Like I mean, I love watching you guys watch volleyball when it's on TV and stuff. So
yeah,
yeah, I'm all for it. Let's do it.
yeah.
You've mentioned a pretty young team. There's a few transfers, a few freshmen. Can you tell the fans some people they should maybe know the names of before the season gets underway that they haven't heard of yet?
Yeah, yeah. So we just got a setter, Peyton Dunn from Auburn. And
Okay.
she came in. She is a fifth year, and so it's been really kind of exciting to see how she's been successful and like working with her, especially with me going to a new position. I'm having to develop that trust with her that I haven't developed with on the outside. And so it's kind of cool to see her come in. She's taking a leadership position as well. She is an older girl on the team. She's a setter, which is mainly our voice on the court too, and she's really like stepped into that role so well. Jasmine Martin, she was hurt last year, but she's good, ready to go for this season. Super exciting.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see her in action, but she just has such a good positive attitude. She's kind of that person on the court that you can just look at and she'll help you. Like she's just so positive. Like she's had so many things that she could be negative about and she's just positive through it all. She pushes all of us, has amazing energy. And so that's been really nice. And then we just have a ton of freshmen that are coming in and they're working really hard. So it's been really nice to see that too. So yeah.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
Mhm.
So, like we said at the start of the show, they're on the road to start like for the first 2-3 weeks of the season. But mid September, they'll be back in Lubbock, so you can go. But you should be able to watch all their games. I'm excited to check them out. Hopefully, this interview comes out after they happen. But hopefully, some of y'all listening went and saw them in their scrimmages
Yeah.
last week. And of course, they dominated, and Reagan had awesome matches. That's what I'm manifesting right now. It's gonna have happen. All right, to close this out, we have some more fun, kind of get to know you, some more listener questions mixed in about you, about your teammates, about the team. It's just a
Awesome.
hodgepodge section of randomness where we
Yeah.
could fit all the questions in that came in or that we had separate. Some Tyler added in, some too, even though he couldn't be here. So,
Perfect.
first one, of course, what has been your most memorable match or moment as a Red Raider so far?
Oh, that's so easy. Um,
Oh, okay. Sometimes
so
it's not. I
my
like that.
my freshman year, we
Hmm.
played Kansas. They're ranked number 13 overall,
Yes.
and it was my first game, like first real season game. And I was playing middle, and we were down 2-0. Okay, and it's volleyball's
Hmm.
best out of five, so there's 5 sets total, like max that you can play. So we were down 2-0 and we reverse swept them and they were ranked number
Nice.
16 or 13 or something crazy like that, and we just went out and that was our first game. We beat them and it was insane. We had a great crowd. Like I just
Hmm.
remember all the energy in the locker room afterwards. Like it was so fun. Like it was just, we were like the underdogs for sure in that moment, and we knew,
Yeah.
but we kind of went into that game and we were like, let's just leave it all out on the court, and we did. And it was like, oh, it'll by far be the best moment ever. Like I just, oh,
Yeah.
it's the
Well,
best. Yeah.
ever until y'all top it this
Oh
year,
yeah, for
obviously.
sure.
But
But for right
t-
now, for
yeah,
right
for right
now.
now, it's yeah. I remember that moment because it was a crazy week or 2 days in Texas Tech sports because the night before y'all did that, the soccer team walked off, which you don't do in soccer, Texas in
Yeah,
that game, like the last second. And then the next night,
yeah,
y'all did that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best 2 days ever
yeah,
in the history of Texas Tech. Yeah, that was hype. I remember that reverse sweep. Yeah, those are always fun when y'all come back and do that.
yeah,
And it also shows you how tough the Big 12 is because people can say what they want about Texas Tech volleyball and like yeah maybe you haven't been competing at the top of the conference in a
yeah,
bit or whatever, but like then there's games like that where you upset one of the top teams. Like it's the difference between good and like it's not as far as people think. It's just those small
yeah.
moments, and if you can find a way to replicate it this year, it's gonna happen. So work our way up there. Let's see. Next on the list, how do you mentally reset after a tough player, tough set? You mentioned earlier that it's a very mental sport.
Yeah, so like after a match or between plays?
Uh, it says anything, a tough play or a tough set, or just something that goes in the actual match going on. How do you reset that quickly?
Yeah, so I'm not a very I keep to myself kind of person.
Okay.
I am very like determined on the court. Like I have a mission, that's what I'm gonna do, whatever. And I do like to joke around a little bit, like just to help other people, but I'm more of like just let me, kind of decompress myself. Like when I do play back row, between serve receive or defense or whatever, me and my libero squeeze hands. So we'll hold a squeeze, and that like calms us both down.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I like that.
so and if I have a really bad game, I go back and I watch film, which is not
Okay.
very fun, but I have to do it because I
No.
have to see what I did wrong. And so,
Okay.
um,
Are you watching it like immediately? Like I can't go to sleep until I
no,
figure
I
out what the
watch it
heck
that
went
night.
wrong.
I watch it that night.
Okay. I like that.
I, I'll sit on it. I'll watch back every play, what I did, kind of like study that. And the next day, if we have an off day or whatever, I drop it. So I see what I'm doing like right then and there. And then the next day I show up and I'm like, that's in the past, move on. Today's a new day. So that's kind of what I do and like what's been successful for me. So, I mean, everybody's different, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
for sure.
But
No, it's good that you have something. That's
yeah.
really all that matters. So yeah, it is a tough sport in that way. Um, This one, you went on a mission trip to Africa recently. Can you talk about that? There's one to know more about your trip there and kind of what you took from that.
Yeah, so I went to Uganda and Kenya, Africa. And
Okay.
so it was about a month trip. So I did 2 weeks in Kenya and 2 weeks in Uganda. And so the first part of the trip, it was kind of more of like a chill vacation, like before we actually got into the mission trip part of it, which was kind of fun. Like we
Yeah.
stayed in a safari in the like it was
Ooh,
yeah, like we were in these tents and like it's just insane.
the real
Yeah,
thing.
like oh my gosh, I'll never forget. Like I had to wear headphones to bed because I heard a lion like outside
Oh,
my
absolutely
tent.
not.
Yeah. No, I literally heard a lion outside my tent and I was like there's no way I'm sleeping. Like I have to put headphones in. So I wore headphones the entire night cuz I was like I just oh my gosh. But yeah, so the first
That's
part, yeah.
insane.
It was so fun though. Like that was
Oh, you can get nervous on the volleyball court. You literally slept with a lion outside your tent. What are you talking
yeah,
about,
no.
Reagan? Nothing can be scarier than
It
that.
prepared me for sure. And then we watched like the
Yeah.
wildebeest migration, which I didn't even know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently it is. And so I got to
Yeah.
experience that. And then the second part of it was the actual mission trip, and that was it was through a nonprofit organization. I'm trying to remember the
Okay.
name, but it it was through like kind of like this church, whatever. So it was a bunch of families from my hometown. So we all went on
I
this. Yeah,
gotcha.
so we met up with other families like in Austin, Waco, Houston, all that. We all came together, and so each person, and I was 17 at the time, and I went on this trip,
Okay.
and I had 8 girls that were ages 18 to like 24, so they were older than I was. And so
That's
I was
crazy.
like, yeah, I was really nervous going into it because I was their mentor. Like I was,
Yeah, like wait, I want to learn from you
yeah,
guys.
and
Opposite
like
way around
they're,
here.
they're like telling me their stories and like all that, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like you've lived like so many lives and you're only 19, you know? And so
Mm-hmm.
that was honestly like a huge eye-opening like thing for like even like my faith in general. Like it's just hearing other people like talk about their experiences like with Christ and like how they've developed like and it was just so cool for me, not only them but for me as well and like eye-opening and I kind of got to see how God was working in their lives and how that changed me. And so, but yeah, I literally got to mentor every single day from it was like 9 a.m. to like 3. You were just with them and you just talk with them and have
Wow.
lunch. Yeah, we'd worship together. We would build these tents and they were for like they would stay in them. So it was like a camp that they would all be in and they it was like we played
Yeah.
sports and so I got like a volleyball game going. It was like a sand volleyball game.
Okay.
Yeah. It was so much fun. And so it was really cool to just like we're from such different worlds and we are living such different lives and like coming together and we have so many things in common that like you just wouldn't think of. And so that was probably
Mm-hmm.
by far the coolest trip I've ever been on and experienced just learning from them and like I still talk to some of them like to this day. Um,
I was gonna ask, like, do you keep up with any
yeah,
of them?
so
That's cool.
one girl actually moved to the States. And she,
Oh,
yeah, I think
fun.
she's 26 now. And so she actually moved to the States, and she saw that I was like playing volleyball and stuff like that. And so she thought that was really cool. And but yeah, I don't know. It's
We
just
gotta
really
get her to a
cool because
game.
it's like,
Get
yeah,
her to Lubbock. Full
yeah,
story.
bring her here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's awesome. What a trip. Yeah, that's one of those. Who knows if you're able to be able to top that because that's up there. So a lot of
yeah, no,
life
for
lessons
sure.
learned and people helped. So love that.
For sure. Yeah.
All right, we'll round this off with it looks like a bunch of different questions about you guys, your team. Answer these however you want to, as cautiously as you want to, or not. First one: if you're stuck on the side of the road, what teammate are you calling?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, I would say Aaliyah McDonald. I would say
Okay,
her. She knows a
senior.
lot about cars. Like she drives,
Oh,
yeah, she has a
specific.
Corvette. Yeah, she
What?
knows a lot about cars. I know. She drives this blue Corvette and it's the funniest thing. She has this little like Elmo or
No
Cookie
way.
Monster sticker. Yeah, but she loves cars. She's obsessed with them and so I would call her for sure. She would actually know what to do. So yeah.
Good choice. Good choice. Practical choice. I like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
What's your go-to meal or snack before a game?
Honestly, I have so every like pre-game we have, there's like steak somewhere in it. So I always have steak. Like I
Oh,
don't know why that's like a thing.
that's
Like
good.
yeah, I just because we always have like
Protein.
bowls or something, and so I always steak and coffee. That's my go-to.
That's
So
very okay. Very athlete oriented
yeah,
there. What's your
yeah.
favorite meal, like cheat meal, outside of off season or whenever when you can eat whatever you want to?
Um, I love to cook myself, and so I love to make like
Okay.
pasta recipes. Like I love like
Mm,
making like those like lasagna like deep dish. You know what I'm talking about? Like oh, I love
I think so.
experimenting with
Yeah.
recipes, and so anything like pasta related, like I love doing that. Like that might be my favorite. So yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
Hmm.
Which teammate makes you laugh the most during practice
Tatum
or
Johnson.
games? I guess.
Tatum Johnson,
Okay.
100%. My whole team is so
Comedian on the
funny,
team.
but Tatum is just like, she jokes around and like, she always finds the perfect like moments to like make a joke and like, it's just hilarious. Like, I mean, obviously, like, we're super serious, but like, outside of like practice and
Yeah.
like drills, like, she makes everyone laugh and like, it's so much fun to be around. So, yeah.
You need those type of people out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tough, tough practices, tough
Yeah.
games, tough conference. You gotta have some fun
Yeah.
on the road trip.
Yeah.
So 3 weeks on the road to start. Y'all are be having a good time on the playing on
Yeah.
the bus. Which teammate is the hardest to go up against? Whether you're transitioning to outside now, so the blockers on the other side or whoever out there for you.
Mhm. Honestly, this is gonna sound so interesting, but Casey,
Okay.
Caitlin Cochran,
Oh, okay.
so
Setter.
she is probably one of the most textbook players I've ever played with. She, like, her block is just textbook. Like, she does all the like footwork, the hands, everything, and she gets so many blocks in a game, it's like ridiculous. Like her and Aaliyah McDonald together is probably the worst thing you've ever seen. Like it is so insanely
Terrifying.
hard. I mean, you try to tool the block and she's just got you pinned. You know, it's like it's just insane. And so, like honestly, trying to hit line on her when I'm on the outside is probably one of the hardest things. And then you try to hit cross, and then Aaliyah's there too. So it's just like I don't know, just
A
everything.
terrible duo. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
for
at least you
sure.
don't have to go against them during the season. That's someone else's
Yeah, no,
problem, but it's
that's the
good
other
to.
team's problem. I'll be on their team, so I'm chilling.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yes. Um, what's one song that has to be on in the locker room pregame for this team? Do y'all have like a go-to?
Um, honestly, not really. We like last year we had a lot of go-to songs. But because it's such a new team, we all love country music though. Like we love country music
Okay.
or house music. There's like
Tracks.
one or the other. It's like none in between house or country. And so
Okay.
yeah, we'll be lifting and like people will cue songs on the speaker and so it'll be like country and then like super like house like whatever and then country again and then it's kind of funny because everyone kind of loves the same music and so we all like love it but yeah so
That's good. As long as everyone likes it, it keeps it
yeah
interesting for sure.
yeah so
It's always one teammate that's like, not again. But if everyone likes it,
oh
we're good.
yeah.
Um, if you could play in any arena in the world, where would it be? Hmm.
Ooh. Well, it's actually funny. So I had like two dream arenas to play in. One of them was at UT Austin. Their
Check.
Gregory, yeah, that was so much fun.
It's nice.
And then Nebraska,
Yeah.
their gym, their crowds get
Oh,
insane because like they'll,
yeah.
I mean, just crowd full like every single game, like tickets sold out, and it's like it's such a crazy like
It's
experience. And
intense.
I've had friends who've played in that gym who were like, I've never had that energy in my entire like it's just ridiculous. And I honestly felt that when I played at Texas my freshman year before they moved to the SEC
Yeah.
and that was probably the coolest thing ever. Like I loved that game so much because it was just the crowd was like the way they have it is like the stands like go kind of over the actual court, if
Mm-hmm.
that makes like it goes
It's
straight
intimidating.
up. And so
Yeah.
it almost like comes down on you in the middle and you're like, "Oh my gosh, like this person's screaming at me and they're all the way up there and I can hear them." You know, like it's just so crazy. And so but yeah, at least I got to play in one of them. And so but yeah, Nebraska's gym.
Hey, you got
I
time
know.
left yet.
Yeah.
Maybe they can get it on the schedule for next year. Coaches, are you listening?
Yeah.
Senior year, help
Yeah.
her out.
Yeah.
That would be hype. Yeah, they like fill up their football stadium. I mean, if you need
Yeah.
an opponent, invite Texas Tech to the football stadium game next
No,
year.
they
Nebraska,
literally
let's go.
had a game on their football like field and they like sold out all the
Yeah,
tickets. Like they it was ridiculous. Like
it's insane.
I think that's so cool though. Like I love like big crowds and that much energy and like because there's so much pressure, but it's so fun. So I think that's really cool. But yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. We gotta get y'all some big crowds this year for sure. Everybody, go.
Yeah.
Give them the energy. One last one that came in for you. What would younger Reagan say to current Reagan if she could right now, playing at Texas Tech?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
What a nice question.
Can you repeat that?
It's like, what would younger version of you say to current version of you?
Honestly, I think my younger self would be surprised that I went to college to play volleyball. Honestly, I think
Oh,
yeah, no,
okay.
I did not think I was going to, and I honestly remember like watching a TCU volleyball game and I was just in awe of like of volleyball, like just in awe. And so I think my younger self would be so proud of me that I've made it at the collegiate level and that I'm playing in such a competitive conference. Like not a lot of people get the opportunity to play in the Big 12, which is like one of the harder conferences. And
For
so
sure.
being able to play in the Big 12 is like such a blessing and such a huge opportunity. And I think about it all the time and I'm like so grateful for it because there's a lot of people who don't get the opportunity that I have. So I think my younger self would be very proud of where I am and how I continue to go these next couple years. So yeah,
As she should,
but
for sure. I love that. Um, we'll wrap this up like we do for everybody. Do you have a message to Red Ritter Nation you'd like to say before we get out of here?
honestly, just I love like how supportive y'all have been for us over the past couple years, and y'all have always showed up. Y'all have always just been there for us, and I love how supportive and what a family it is here in Red Raider Nation. And so I just thank you for the continued support, and we really appreciate it. So yeah.
Love that. Love that. Well, appreciate it, Reagan. You've been great. Figured this would be a good time. Best of luck this season. Hopefully, we'll be able to get out to some of your games and cover you guys throughout the year, and y'all will be doing big stuff. So can't wait to talk about y'all all season long. But thanks for coming on the show, and yeah, we'll see you down the line. Hopefully.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. We end every interview, every show with a solid recum, so I know you know how to do that. So recum.
Welcome.